quick reminder about cabs across Bank. The City of London Police Chair, James Thompson, who is running this high-profile campaign, continues to emphasise the importance of taxis having the same access as buses. The campaign's website asserts that black cabs are an integral part of London's public transport system and lifting restrictions is important. Basically, he calls for the return of taxi access to Bank Junction and the removal of other restrictions in the City of London, and expresses the pivotal role that black cabs play in London's public transport network. It also highlights several benefits, such as better accessibility for individuals with mobility requirements, improved safety for women and vulnerable passengers, and the support for the tourism, hospitality and business sectors. Special mention is that black cabs are universally known for their reliability and trustworthiness. And James Thompson, who is also the Deputy Common Councilman for Walbrook, has pointed out that the lack of available black cabs in and around the Bank area and other parts of the City of London, including Bishopsgate, is not just down to fewer black cabs after COVID. He said the data is clear. It demonstrates that it is harder to book or hail a cab in the Bank area compared to areas in the West End. Ordinarily, I would gravitate my way towards the City of London, but it has been made so burdensome for me to make my way towards a rank in the hope that I'll get hailed before I get there that I tend to bypass it in its entirety. I've also been really embarrassed having to explain huge detours. For example, I picked up an elderly gentleman at the junction with London Wall and Moorgate, and having to explain to him why I was forced to take such an absurd circuitous route to London Bridge is beyond comprehension. The city, of course, is the financial business district for London, and having an efficient public transport network, which includes black cabs, is critical for a competitive city. And if you work as a black cab driver, it is easy to understand how access is also important for women's safety and is vital for those with mobility concerns, such as the elderly and the disabled, who are quite often not afforded the same transport options as everybody else. James goes on to say that without black cabs, the city risks excluding these important groups, and this in itself raises questions about equality. Like most of us, he welcomes many of the improvements to road safety and public space in the Square Mile, but emphasises that this cannot be and doesn't need to be at the expense of putting women in fear of not being able to get home safely and discriminating against those with mobility concerns. He concludes by saying that black cabs are the safest form of transport on our roads today and have not contributed to any collisions in the area in recent years. The solution, as far as I am concerned, is quite simple, and that is to remove restrictions on black cabs in the City of London and allow taxis to go where buses go. But even though there is significant support within the corporation, Cabs Across Bank is still looking to gather as much evidence as possible in order to demonstrate the problems being caused by the restrictions. The more evidence that we can help them gather, the stronger our case will be to get taxi access restored. Again, I must express that there is a strong, influential group of people pushing for changes from inside the City of London, but it is down to all of us to support them by getting as much evidence as we possibly can. So, please encourage your passengers to support the campaign, even if you're not working the city that much. Taxi access for both taxi drivers and passengers is something that all of us should care about.